We have a huge update here, folks. It's an absolute cataclysmic event that's unfolding. Nick Fuentes is once again bitching and moaning about something within his personal life that nobody cares about.
And of course, we also have some very bad news to report. I have some bad news. I didn't do a show last night. I was planning on doing one. I was ready to do a show. And then I had a little medical emergency, not for me, but for my pet bunny. His name was Edward.
Poor Edward.
And I mentioned him on the show before. I never introduced him properly. But he had a little...
I waited to introduce him on his deathbed. Once he's already buried 6 feet under, I had a pet bunny. Great. Phenomenal, Nick.
Bit of a problem last night. I had to take him to the emergency room.
Oh.
And he died.
Very special.
And it was very sad. But he was having some health issues. He was having some GI issues. It's very common with bunnies. He was almost 2 years old. He was pretty young, actually.
Almost 2 years
old.
Had
these persistent gastrointestinal problems. It's pretty common with rabbits.
Gastrointestinal problems. So his bunny ate some funky food. Not surprising, saying it is a rodent.
And they can be fatal. You know, they can sneak up on you and then they just die.
Yeah, eating junk food can be very fatal to you. Hope you take that advice there, Nick.
So, I was pretty bummed out. I had to cancel the show. Not so much because I was upset, but I am upset, but I was at the emergency room. They were trying to...
I wasn't really upset about it. I just needed an excuse to cancel my show.
Keep him alive, maybe resuscitate him, but he was on his way out. So
goodbye, bunny.
I don't know what you even do. I mean, as Catholics, we don't believe they go to heaven. They're just gone.
It just went to hell.
That's sort of sad, but
bunny's burning in hell.
Pray for him because he's not going anywhere.
He's burning in hell.
He was a good little buddy. I enjoyed my time with him.
Did you?
He was a good little pal. Very cute. And we used to hang out. We used to watch TV. And
Whoa. We watched TV? Can a rabbit actually watch TV and understand what's going on? Or is it merely being a rabbit and existing in that space at time? Like, I don't know if a rabbit can actually understand what's going on the television. Maybe it sees some images and things flurrying around, but it doesn't mean anything to the rabbit. Unless it sees a scary predator of some kind.
They're not particularly friendly, bunnies, for those that have ever had bunnies. I didn't know this when I got them, but bunnies are prey animals. You don't think about it this way. I thought that a bunny would be like a dog or a cat. But
I thought a bunny, a completely different living creature, is exactly the same as a cat or a dog. Are cows the same as a cat or dog? Or any other farm animal at this point? No. It's a pet. It's in your house. It's the same as a cat or dog. Same as a turtle, an iguana, or anything else. Like a fish. Fish are the same as cats and dogs also, Nick?
Smaller, but they're not at all. Dogs and cats hunt. Rabbits are hunted. So they don't actually...
Oh, fish hunt. Are fish cats and dogs?
form a close bond. They're not super friendly. But I did like him. He was a good guy. He was a cute little fella.
Okay, let's be honest here. Let's be for real here. You can train a rabbit. You can be friendly with a rabbit, and the rabbit will be friendly with you. Maybe Nick is just a very poor person for handling different responsibilities with a creature beneath them. Maybe he was just a poor owner, a poor master, a poor parent.
But now he's gone. So I was getting ready to do the show. I saw him.
Poor fur baby.
He didn't look good. He was sort of slumped over, very weak, non-responsive. I picked him up. I threw him in.
His rabbit is like sitting in the corner having like a seizure or something, just twitching and shaking and being like, "Ah, ah, ah." And Nick's like, "What's going on, Bunny? What's going on?" And he picks up that rabbit and he just throws it. He throws it into his cage. He's like, "Come on, buddy. Just behave yourself. Don't act so erratic. I'm trying to put on a show here."
Not actually threw, but I put him in his
Lies.
mobile cage.
Oh, his mobile cage. What about like a pen? You know, a place you put the rabbit within your homestead or your house. You know, a place for the animal to hang out. Like kind of when you get like a baby, like a puppy or something, or even like a child. You know, you close off a certain area for that animal to hang out in its naive, innocent years where it's trying to learn to like go to the bathroom. You know, like why don't you have like a slight little enclosure for the rabbit for it to bounce around and do rabbit things? But no, he grabs it into its mobile cage, sticks it in there, and says, "Shut up, Bunny! Shut up! I'm trying to put on a show here, and you're here disrupting me by having a fucking seizure."
I took him to the ER. They tried to save him, but his heart gave out, and then that was it. So
That was it.
I loved him. He was a good guy. Edward was his name. And I never really talked about him on the show. I made very few references to him. At some point, I was going to introduce him. I was waiting for him to mellow out. He's just...
I was waiting for the animal to actually be trained. Yeah. I was just waiting for the animal itself to be trained and actually respect my authority. I wasn't doing anything in my efforts to actually condition the animal to respect me. You know? You can train barn animals. You can train cows. You can train horses. You can train dogs and cats. But Nick Fuentes can't even train a fucking bunny.
Too rambunctious. Hated to be picked up. Like, I could not handle this guy at all.
He hated Nick. He despised Nick Fuentes. He looked at Nick and he's like, "You're a predator. You just want to eat me and devour me."
So I was kind of waiting for him to settle down. Maybe I could put him on the desk, but he never chilled out. He was spaz. He was very skittish. So never had
He was a
good
bunny.
chance to do it, but
Who didn't like
appreciate
you?
everybody wishing me well. I had a lot of nice messages, even from some of my enemies, from some of my many enemies,
Lies.
and from close friends too. Andrew Tate put a message out there. I thought he would have called me gay for that. I appreciate it.
What's more hilarious here? Andrew Tate wishing him well about and not calling him a homosexual? Or Nick actually considering the fact that Andrew Tate thinks he's a homosexual?
He seems like the kind of guy that would have like a big dog and say, "Oh, rabbits are gay," which it isn't the most masculine pet, but
It's
so
not.
I appreciated that. I appreciated all the well wishes.
It's
Thank
very
you, everybody.
limp-wristed.
I don't know what I'm.
You know, a real man could handle a bunny. But it seems Nick Fuentes couldn't even handle a bunny for the less than 2 years he owned it and approached it, took care of it. Quote unquote, took care of it.
Gonna do. I might get another one. I'm not sure,
Don't.
but yeah.
You can't handle the bunny.
I felt bad for him. He was little when he died. He was having maybe some issues, I think, with absorption. So when he was gone, I mean, he was little. It broke my heart. I picked him up, and usually he'd freak. He didn't even resist, and very small. So
He had no energy left. He was on his dying last leg. And he's just like, "You know what? I don't care if this fucking disgusting freak, this disgusting homosexual picks me up because I'm on my dying day."
it was tough to watch, but anyway. So, sort of a sad day, sort of a bummer, but I appreciated some people made some artwork of him, some AI stuff. Maybe we'll get a tribute for him. I think I ordered from the hospital. They give you like a paw print or something like that. Maybe we'll try to incorporate that, his memory. So
Wait, I think? You're sitting here telling me you went to the hospital, cared for your bunny, watched over him on his dying last day, but you think they'll give you something? You don't know, you didn't ask. You could, snip a little bit of hair out of there. Or, maybe, give him a clip an ear, keep it for good sake, or a lucky rabbit foot of some kind. But no, Nick's like, I just don't know. I wasn't there. I don't really care.
Lives on. But anyway. So that's that. Some bad news.
Horrible
Some
news.
tough news. My pal, now he's gone.
Cataclysmic.
Now he's gone forever. People are saying, cat? I'm not going to get a cat. First of all, I'm allergic to cats. I'm allergic to dogs.
So we got a bunny. He hates cats. He hates dogs because he's allergic to them. He's like, you know what? I need a little companion in my life, a little furry friend. So I'm going to get a bunny. I'm going to take care of that bunny. And I'm going to do everything I can to keep that bunny alive so it can entertain me with throughout my day. But did he? Did he actually really take care of that bunny?
Too much maintenance. I could barely keep up with this rabbit, if I'm being honest.
Too much maintenance.
I mean, this was a big undertaking.
Big?
And they
Big?
shit like crazy. You got to pick up the shit everywhere.
Wait. Okay. So, first off, it's a big undertaking. Taking care of a little creature, a little bunny, a little thing. And also, the rabbit is shitting everywhere. You don't have an enclosure for the rabbit to go to the bathroom in. Is the rabbit literally just roaming around, bouncing around, doing rabbit things? He's got little Bugs Bunny digging holes here, eating carrots there. Is that what Nick's actually implying?
I don't know if I could handle a dog or a cat. It'd be maybe too much for me.
You couldn't.
So, anyway. So that's...
Like, if you can't walk your rabbit, how are you supposed to walk a dog? You know, people walk their cats. They take their cats out for a stroll. People take bunnies out to the stroll, or even fucking otters. But Nick couldn't, like, get a little vest for his bunny and be like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk down the sidewalk through the park or something. Let's go explore, little guy. Let's go explore, little bunny. I'm sure he would have enjoyed it.
That. But hey, I'm staying strong. I'm in mourning, but we're hanging in there. We're going to have a good show regardless. I know that's what he would have wanted. Edward would have wanted me to come on the show and entertain all of you. And he would want me to take care of other rabbits.
Lies! I don't think Edward really liked you. I don't think Edward would want any other animal to be within any close distance with you. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Animals can't think that far ahead. And like you're here claiming, oh, the animal, he would have want me to do my show and, you know, get another bunny for me to kill and destroy its life for.
And give a warm home to other bunnies. He was a little bit annoying, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, and the hate starts flowing. He starts bitching and moaning about the bunny. And he's like, oh, you know what? I love this bunny. It's a great bunny. But you know what? I was fucking sick of it. I hated that sucker. He was such a piece of shit. He wrecked my day every single day for the last less than 2 years.
But as I'm thinking about it, it was a mix of like good and bad. This guy, I mean, I'd be trying to watch TV and he'd be drinking out of his water bottle. You know, like those water bottles for gerbils. It's like a metal ball inside of the tube. And so I'd be watching this movie and I'd hear this metal ball, bang, bang, bang. As he's drinking the water, I'm like, bro, can we pick another time? He wouldn't drink out of a bowl.
Bro.
He just gave up on that at a certain point.
Bro, can you stop?
So we had some good times.
Bro.
We had some rough patches.
Can you stop being a rabbit? Can you stop hydrating yourself when you're thirsty? like, what the hell are you talking about, Nick? How about you put, the little rabbit drinking hole in a different room, a different place within your TV area? You're watching TV with your bunny, and it's sitting there being a rabbit, drinking water, hiding under little spaces, running on a little hamster wheel maybe, if you're creative. I doubt Nick was, though. But no, he's like, how dare you, rabbit? How dare you drink water while I'm trying to watch Goy Slop TV? Shame on you.
Certainly, it was tough we both had to get used to each other. We both had to learn to live with each other. It was kind of a nice story. And by the end, we were really...
The rabbit's not going to learn to live with you. You need to train the animal, condition it to live amongst you with your lifestyle. Just like a dog or a cat or even cattle
Getting along.
or a
He ate
parrot.
a bunch of my books. He ate a bunch of my cables.
Whoa.
This guy probably caused thousands of dollars in damage to my house.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This rabbit is having gastrointestinal issues, and you're admitting here that the rabbit is eating material that its digestive system can't actually digest? I wonder why that it's having digestive issues, Nick.
He ate 3 or 4 books. He ate all the cables for my Nintendo Switch.
Jesus.
He ate a chunk out of my Yeezys.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Is this a rat or a pigeon? It's just eating everything that it can't actually digest. You're just leaving it open, not taking care or watching over it, and it's just devouring all these different plastic materials?
He ate a vinyl album of mine because
Jesus.
I left the door on the cabinet open. He ate some of the
Cabinet
furniture.
door. Hate furniture.
He ate a power supply. What do you call that? The surge protector.
It ate an entire surge protector on a power supply, just chewing through that plastic endlessly. You know, that'd probably take a while for it to devour that whole little plastic nub on your power supply. And Nick's like, it ate the whole thing. It devoured it all. I sat there and I didn't care. I was doing something else. And here the rabbit is roaming around my house, not in its pen, not watching over it while it's roaming around the house. I wonder why it pooped everywhere. I wonder why it ate your fucking furniture or ate your record label. You know, like, maybe you should have watched over the rabbit or take care of the rabbit, or at least realized it's a rabbit. It's an animal. It's not a person.
I literally couldn't use my PS5 because he kept eating the cables. I had to move it into a different room. And shit everywhere. Just
Everywhere.
Poot and Pete everywhere.
I don't know if it's the rabbit's fault that it pooed and peed everywhere. I don't know, it's the rabbit's fault that you didn't stick in its pen or train it to, like a cat, shit in the litter box. It's not that difficult. People do it all the time.
So, it was tough to get used to, but... And
He got used to it. He got normalized about some sort of critter running around his living room, just shitting and pissing everywhere.
that was a little difficult, but I did it because I loved him. He was a good little pet.
Yeah,
But
you
anyway,
loved him. You really,
he was pretty
you cared about that rabbit so much that you allowed it to eat plastic and books.
Yeah, but he was funny. He was funny. He had these he had this very funny way of grooming himself. He used to rub his little face.
Oh,
He was out of control, though. He was jumping so high. I came home one day, and he had jumped all the way out of the coffee table, and I had a stack of books and ate all the books. Jumped on the coffee table.
so Nick left the house. He left where he lived. He didn't put the rabbit in its own personal pen or space to hang out and be a rabbit, and just let it roam around like a cat or dog. And guess what? The rabbit did rabbit things, and it's jumping around, bouncing around, hopped up onto the coffee table, and devoured an entire stack of books.
Abel ate the tissue box, ate the books, chewed on the remote, chewed on the cables. I'm like, how did you even get up there?
How did you get up there? Well, guess what, Nick? If you had a little cage or place to put the rabbit wouldn't got up there. Maybe if you actually took care of the critter that you brought into your house, that you brought into your lifestyle and your living space, maybe the rabbit wouldn't have died from eating plastic.
He bit a hole in the bag of his hay, so then the hay was spilling out all the times. Hay was spilling everywhere. I was living in a zoo. This should not be. This is.
Your life is a zoo. Your life is a zoo, Nick. You have all these wild animals roaming around. You're trying to take care of this one, that one, being the zoo handler, the zookeeper, and they're doing all this random bullshit, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I can't control the Groiper generals. Maybe I can't control the Groipers. Maybe I can't save America and be a political leader. But you know what? God damn it. I can take care of a fucking rabbit. And guess what, Nick? You couldn't.
Somber occasion. I shouldn't be airing the grievances, but...
You shouldn't be. Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't be.
You know. But he was a rascal. He was a real...
He's a rascal.
But... And really, I think he just loved me because I fed him. It was a very one-way relationship, you know. It was like...
Oh, it's a one-way relationship. It's a one-way relationship. The rabbit cared more about Nick than the Nick cared about the rabbit. I could tell by the fact that you let it eat fucking plastic and die.
Cleaning up your shit and feeding you, and I think he just liked me because I was feeding him. He would come up to me, he would see if I had a treat, and then if I didn't have one, he'd just kind of go away. But he was cute. He was funny. He was a fun pet to have. I don't regret it. He was but yeah, they're
I think the rabbit regrets it. I think the rabbit actually regrets it because you killed it. You killed that bunny.
not like dogs. You think they're like... in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, he's...
But you hate dogs. You hate cats. Why would you think it's a dog if you hate it? Why would you even get it if you think it's like a dog or a cat, yet you hate dogs and cats?
Gonna be on my shoulder. I'm thinking I'm gonna be rubbing his belly. I'm thinking
they
he's gonna
do
be
that.
like a little dog. They're not like that at all. They're not like that at all. If you have a bunny, you know.
If you have a good relationship, they do.
And that's really about it. You can't pick them up. They hate that, and you could actually injure them. And they're not super friendly. He would freak out. I would get home, and he would go flying. He would like leap into the air and run under the couch.
Again, Nick admitting once again that he didn't put the bunny in a little bunny pen. Admitting that there's piss and shit all over the place because he didn't actually take care of the fucking rabbit. It's a rodent, Nick. Do you let rats run around your place also? You know, do you let mice run around your place? But no, I'm going to let the bunny run around because it's a little bit bigger. But it's still a fucking rodent, Nick.
I'm like, hey, Spaz, it's me, okay? It's like, well, who do you think is coming in here? Well...
Just talking to the rabbit like a normal person. What the fuck are you doing, buddy? It's me! What do you expect? No structure, no commands, no. Hey, sit, come, stay, heel. That's a good command. Heel, hold back. Stop being a fucking freak, you stupid animal. But no, Nick didn't train his bunny. He didn't domesticate it because he didn't fucking care. It's not just he didn't fucking care. Let's be honest. He's incapable of it. He's not just incapable of caring for it, but he's actually incapable of taking care of a rabbit.
I suppose someone did try to kill me here, so maybe he thought it was the killer. maybe he was having nightmares, but...
the rabbit didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, so it's not actually a good...
You know, if someone broke into your house and actually was shooting bolts around trying to kill you, the rabbit would just do rabbit things and just sit in its rabbit corner and be like, okay, well, there's something going on here. I'm prey. I'm going to sit here and be a rabbit. It's not going to come up and say, hey, what's up? Who's there? No, it's going to be a bunny.
They're not very friendly like that, like you'd expect with dogs. So, but it's okay. He was fun.
Nick's starting to love dogs now.
So that's that. So we remember him for the good times. Now we laugh at the property damage. We laugh at the hospital bills for a bunny.
We all laugh. Whoa, is Nick implying that someone else is living there? Is Tyler Russell, illegal Canadian activist for America First, actually living in Nick Fuentes' basement? Is he admitting that someone else there had to deal with the rabbit and clean up the shit and piss? Is that why Nick left the rabbit roaming around in his place? Because he didn't have to deal with picking up the piss and shit? And he just looked at Tyler. He'd ring the bell. Maid? My Canadian maid? Come out here, please. Clean up my rabbit's piss and shit.
and all of the hay and shit that was everywhere all the time.
All the time.
Smelled very badly. I had to get rid of my welcome mat. He was eating the welcome mat. I had to get rid of my PS5. He was eating cables.
He had to sell his entire PS5 because the rabbit devoured all the cables, so it was unusable. And Nick's like, you know what? I don't use this crap anyways. It's senseless garbage that I bought. I'm just gonna sell off the PS5 on its own and say, be gone with you. Almost like he said, be gone with the rabbit. Get out of my life. Eat all the plastic and die.
But hey, he was a good guy. So, yeah, rest in peace, Edward, my best buddy.
Rest in piss and shit.
With that, we're gonna move on. We're gonna get into the news, but that's just a little slice of life. A little slice of my life for the past couple years. And of course, we also have some very bad news.
Little slice of life for myself in the last couple years. I had this bunny, this little insignificant creature that I couldn't take care of, couldn't handle, couldn't clean up its piss and shit, let alone create a little space for it to do that activity, let alone domesticate it. No. Tyler Russell, clean up the bunny piss, clean up the bunny shit. You are my Canadian maid that's living here illegally. So that's a little snippet into the life of Nicholas J. Fuentes. And I've been the King's Fool, and I hope you all have a good one.